I have got a burden. Jeremiah 20, when he was in the stocks, when he was suffering, he said, the word of God is burning in my bones and I can't help but proclaim it. That is the life I desire, not the suffering part, but the proclamation part. See, friends, so much is put on the shoulders of pastors that just quite frankly are not the standards that God gives at all. So how do you endure in the face of that? Pastors must look beyond what is currently happening to the promises that God has made that are coming ahead. And we must simply set our true north by that standard and do everything in our power to lead the church in that direction, because that's the vision. Too many people want to be shepherded in such a way that would lead you to accept less than biblical circumstances in your life. And you just want me to tell you how to cope with what's going on because you have no intention of changing it. But the pastoral calling to shepherd is a calling to push people to strive for the ideal of what God has promised rather than accept the mediocrity and even sinful pain that exists right now. And I know that that's hard for you, but you must know that that is very hard for me too. I want people to like me, but it's difficult when I know I'm going to say something and I know who it's going to hit and I know who it's going to offend. And that's when my fear of man has to be overwhelmed by my fear of God. And I must say, I'm not up here to make friends. I'm up here to preach the word. Pastors must then be motivated by their faith in and relationship with Jesus Christ alone. I believe in our era, we actually have a pandemic of people-pleasing hirelings who don't actually lead. And I know some of these guys, and I feel for them. They live with constant fear that they're going to lose their jobs because they're a staff pastor at a church by committee leadership structure. Friend, you don't want a pastor like that.